You're watching the evening edition of News on 2. I'm Adrian Seat. Police seized 1,127 online gambling simulators worth 2.7 million ringgit in a raid at a warehouse in Sri Kembangan early today. Now, Serdang District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Ismadi Borhan said the raid was conducted at about 1 a.m. following a tip-off, but no arrest was made. Assistant Commissioner Ismadi said no employees were found at the warehouse. However, the closed-circuit television installed was in operation. Police had earlier conducted surveillance for 2 days and found that the warehouse was used to store the machines before it was shipped off to illegal gambling outlets around the country.
Serbuan dan juga rampasan melibatkan mesin simulator perjudian online yang dipercayai akan digunakan untuk dibekalkan ke lokasi-lokasi terpilih seluruh negara. Setelah pengiraan secara kasar, kita dapati dan percayai segala mesin-mesin ini boleh membekalkan hampir 1,000 pusat perjudian online.
Ismadi said this at the location of the raid at Taman Bukit Serdang, Sri Kembangan. He said all the items seized will be handed over to the Customs Department for further investigation. Assistant Commissioner Ismadi said the police are currently on the lookout for the mastermind of the syndicate as well as the owner of the warehouse. The case is being investigated under Section 135, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Customs Act 1967. Now, the offenders can be fined no less than 10 times and no more than 20 times the value of the items, or imprisonment no more than 3 years, or both upon conviction. The issue surrounding the construction of a temple built near Kampung Limau People's Housing Project, or PPR, in Kuala Lumpur has been resolved through discussions held between the Kuala Lumpur City Hall, or DBKL, and other relevant parties. Now, speaking when met at an event in Kuala Lumpur today, Lembah Pantai Member of Parliament Ahmad Fahmi Muhammad Fadzil has gestured for a standard operating procedure, or SOP, to be implemented to ensure that incidents such as the riot which took place at the Sri Mahamariamman Temple in Subang Jaya last year does not reoccur.
Alhamdulillah, ia dapat diselesaikan. Ya. Cuma sekarang ni saya nampak dari segi tindakan pihak berkuasa amat berpatutan. Kita mengadakan pertemuan, perbincangan dan capai satu persefahaman dengan mereka yang membina tempat tersebut. Saya lihat ada keperluan mungkin untuk pihak berkuasa tempatan, bukan sahaja di Kuala Lumpur, tapi di PBT-PBT yang lain, untuk mengadakan pertemuan dengan badan-badan keagamaan untuk melihat kepada mungkin perlu dipertingkatkan dari segi SOP ataupun cara untuk menangani supaya kita dapat kekalkan perpaduan.
Ahmad Fahmi said this after attending a briefing on the issue of traffic congestion by DBKL in Kampung Kerinci, Kuala Lumpur today. It was recently reported that a temple near the Kampung Limau PPR was demolished after it was found to have been constructed without approval from local authorities 2 days ago. The government has previously decided that any new construction of houses of worship must obtain permission from the local authorities and can no longer be built on lands which does not belong to them. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad also announced the same matter in November of last year. About 500 litres of nitric acid spilled while being transferred at a factory manufacturing computer components at the Ching Technology Park in Malacca last night. State Fire and Rescue Department JBPM Assistant Director for Operations Zulkifli Nordin said it took over 4 hours to neutralize the acid and clean the spill using soda ash before the operation was completed at 1:09 a.m. today. Zulkifli said the spilled acid had to first be collected before it was disposed of. Now, according to him, JBPM received an emergency call on the incident at 7:52 p.m., following which a fire engine from the Kubu JBPM, an emergency medical rescue services unit, and a rapid intervention motorcycle unit were dispatched to the scene. Now, speaking at the end of the operation, Zulkifli said the firemen arrived at about 8:30 p.m. and added that the spill covered about 10 square meters outside the building of the factory. The acid was erosive in nature and could cause breathing difficulties, unconsciousness and skin problems. However, Zulkifli said no untoward incident took place as the factory management had taken appropriate action in containing the spill. A pedestrian was killed after being hit by a car which skidded and crashed into another car from the same direction at Kampung Sungai Danga, Gelang Patah in Johor today. Senior Fire Officer 2 Khairul Ashar Abdul Aziz said the unidentified victim was confirmed dead by a Sultana Amina Hospital medical officer who was also on site. Now, according to Khairul, 8 firemen and an emergency medical rescue service from the Johor Bahru Fire and Rescue Department were rushed to the scene soon after receiving an emergency call at 1:22 a.m. The drivers of both cars, however, did not suffer any serious injuries. Authorities yesterday arrested 3 students aged between 16 and 17 for suspected possession of a motorcycle which had its registration number and engine number modified. Dungun Police Chief Superintendent Baharudin Abdullah said all 3 were nabbed in an operation dubbed Ops Lejang, which targeted road thugs. Superintendent Baharudin said the trio were arrested while travelling from Kuala Terengganu heading towards their home in Bandar Ketengah Jaya. Further investigation found that the students did not possess a driver's license and that the road tax for their motorcycles had expired. All 3, along with the motorcycle, were taken to the Dungun District Police Headquarters for further investigation. In the same operation, police also arrested an illegal Rohingya foreigner for using a fake United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, which is the UNHCR refugee card. Now, the foreigner was handed over to the Immigration Department for investigation and further action. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng reiterated that political parties should not own media companies to ensure transparent and professional reporting. He said this will also enable media practitioners to have the freedom to report the news without restrictions or control from any parties. Now, according to Lim, any criticisms against the government should be made based on facts.
Hubungan ini tidak harus dikaitkan secara langsung. So barulah kita boleh pastikan syarikat media ini bebas. Ini penting. Dan pemberita pun boleh ada pandangan, boleh ada pendirian memihak kepada parti politik. Ini hak mereka. Mereka boleh menjadi penyokong parti politik tertentu. Tapi laporan mesti tepat, mesti kritiklah berdasarkan fakta, bukanlah berdasarkan fitnah.
Lim said this after officiating the Financial Marketplace exhibition in Bayan Baru, Pulau Pinang today. The Housing and Local Government Ministry plans to build 1 million units of affordable homes within the next 10 years to enable more people, especially the low-income earners, to be house owners. Now, Minister Zuraida Kamarudin said the ministry will coordinate all housing projects under Syarikat Perumahan Negara Berhad to build 100,000 housing units a year beginning this year. Zuraida said the 100,000 units comprise of affordable houses meant for all, especially those in the B40 category, so that they too can own a house. The location and number of housing units for each state will be determined soon after the ministry has discussed the matter with the respective state governments. Speaking today after officiating the Pulau Pinang Property Expo 2019, she said the ministry is also in talks with several financial institutions to introduce initiatives that could make it easier for those from the B40 group to be house owners. In addition, she said the ministry is also discussing with Bank Negara and housing investors that agree to come forward to provide a financing scheme. She said buyers, namely low-income earners, can afford to pay monthly installments but find it quite difficult to pay the deposit because it requires a lot of money. The Kuala Lumpur City Hall, or DBKL, is expanding the Go KL bus service network to areas in the Setia Wangsa and Lembah Pantai parliamentary constituencies by next month. Kuala Lumpur Mayor Dato' Nur Hisham Ahmad Dahlan said there was a need to expand the free bus services to the People's Housing Project areas in both the parliamentary constituencies. Dato' Nur Hisham said the move will also help to ease the burden of the low-income earners, especially residents of the PPR houses.
Kita telah memperbesarkan GoKL tu dan tambahan sebanyak lagi daripada dua route lagi lah, 2 route dalam tahun ni, dalam 3-4 bulan ni, terutamanya dalam bulan Hari Wilayah, iaitu di Lembah Pantai dan juga di Setia Wangsa. Jadi untuk supaya orang ramai boleh menggunakan ada alternatif free bus kepada mereka yang untuk pergi kerja, untuk pergi ke LRT ke MRT ke ataupun bus station.
Met by reporters today, he expects the additional routes for Go KL bus services to be launched in conjunction with Federal Territories Day on the 1st of February. Also present were DBKL Executive Director for Planning, Dato' Mahadi Chenga, and Lembah Pantai Member of Parliament, Fahmi Fadzil. Dato' Nur Hisham said DBKL also planned to build a multi-storey car park to reduce traffic congestion in Pantai Dalam and the surrounding areas. Now, the Human Resources Ministry will continue its Counter Hikmat Rakyat program to bring services provided by the ministry and its agencies closer to the people. Its Minister M. Kulasegaran said the program provides opportunities for people to lodge complaints and problems, as well as to obtain the latest information on the ministry and its agencies without having to travel far to Putrajaya or the offices of its agencies. Kulasegaran said the same concept will be carried out at the ministry's headquarters in Putrajaya every Tuesday morning, with counters set up by 6 agencies under the ministry and 2 other agencies to help resolve problems faced by the people. The 6 agencies include the Social Security Organization, National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, Human Resource Development Fund, Manpower Department, Skills Development Fund Cooperation, and Human Resource Department. He spoke after attending the Counter Hikmat Rakyat program at Pasar Awam, Berincang today, which was also attended by Pakatan Harapan candidate for the Cameron Highlands parliamentary by-election, M. Manugaran. A similar program will be held at Pasar Awam Ringlet tomorrow. Kulasegaran said he hoped that the program in Berincang and Ringlet will also provide opportunities for employers who have yet to register their foreign workers to do so. On to sports. Kepong Badminton Club, or Kepong BC, remain on the hunt for the top 2 spots in the ongoing SS Purple League 2018-2019 after beating Tebrau City BC 13-7 on Friday. Kepong BC began well with their first men's singles, Lim Chi Wing securing a 3-2 win against Tebrau City BC's Yi Bing Hong. Tebrau City BC, however, came back in the women's singles, with Kepong BC's Yong Sum Yi losing to Zhu Wei 1-3. The Chinese Taipei duo of Lu Qing Yao, Yang Po Han of Kepong BC dominated the men's doubles, defeating Tebrau City BC's Chung Yoni, Tam Chun Hei 3-love for a 7-5 lead. In the mixed doubles, Chia Yi Si, Nur Muhammad Azrin Ayub continued to strengthen Kepong BC's lead after beating their opponents Lau Hang Yi, Pearly Tan 3-1. The icing on the cake was when Sung Ju Ven of Kepong BC beat Yo Seng Zo, Tebrau City BC, in the second men's single for a 13-7 overall win. And that item concludes this evening's edition of News on 2. In our top story, largest number of online gaming simulator machines seized. News on 2 will come on again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon with more updates. Until then, I'm Adrian Seat. Thanks for watching.